Hey there friends, it's Dr. Erin. Today I'm going to introduce you to some of the major health changes that we see when I help people transition away from the standard American diet, even the healthy standard American diet, toward a diet of real food that's low in sugar. Following a low-carb lifestyle will quickly lead to a lot of fat loss, revealing a beautiful physique. But as you're going to learn here today, going low-carb has the power to transform you both inside and out. Today I'm going to reveal the top 10 healing benefits my clients see within days of starting a low-carb diet. First and foremost, it's important to understand that eating in a low-carb way reverses metabolic syndrome. Metabolic syndrome is something I teach a lot about. 1 in 3 people in the US have full-blown metabolic syndrome, and more than 75% of Americans meet at least some of the criteria. Having metabolic syndrome means your metabolism is broken. Metabolism describes how your body uses and digests food. If you have a broken metabolism, you won't be feeling great and you won't be functioning great. This happens when your diet is filled with nutrient-poor food. In other words, your everyday diet is not providing the things you need to remain healthy. Most people don't associate how they feel with what they eat, but this directly affects us in the short term and long term. What begins as a vague, low-energy kind of feeling progresses to exhaustion and then complete inability to tend to daily tasks. These vague symptoms are often quite bothersome, and many people seek out 1 or more doctors for answers. And usually they're told, everything is fine. Patients certainly know that everything is not fine and typically have a suspicion about what they could be doing wrong. Most will venture to make small changes in the way they're eating and then jump straight into exercising like crazy, when in fact they should be doing the exact opposite. While years of exercise may do nothing to change the markers of metabolic syndrome, just days of eating a low-carb diet will correct most of these. So if you have one of these old school doctors who is advising you to eat less and exercise more or else be put on medicine, I'm telling you to run, not walk, away from that doctor and come find me. Let me show you how learning a low-carb diet filled with delicious meals and no calorie skimping will quickly begin healing your body. Here's a list of the top 10 rapid changes I see. Number 10, high blood pressure. Within days of starting a low-carb diet, your blood pressure will begin to drop, significantly reducing your risk of heart disease and stroke. It's important for my patients to have easy access to measuring their blood pressure, either at home or a nearby drugstore. Patients who are on medication who begin feeling lightheaded or dizzy may need to have these medications reduced fairly quickly within the first week. It's important that my patients talk to me or their prescribing doctor before making any change. Goodbye high blood pressure and goodbye meds. The most common form of hypothyroidism, called Hashimoto's, is directly linked to metabolic syndrome. Symptoms of hypothyroidism, including fatigue and weight gain, significantly improve on a low-carb diet. Thyroid medications are weight-based. As metabolism improves and a patient loses weight, it's important to have your thyroid function remeasured. This is recommended to do at 3 to 6 months. Number 8, common problems like indigestion, heartburn, and irritable bowel are nearly 100% caused by diet. A low-carb diet fixes many of these folks who have suffered years of pain, discomfort, and purchased loads of over-the-counter and prescribed meds nearly overnight. Number 7, skin conditions. Adult acne, eczema, psoriasis, rosacea, skin tags, moles, cysts. Our skin is a dumping ground for the products of a poor diet. These are the signs your skin is inflamed. An anti-inflammatory, healthy, low-carb diet can clear these up and stop eruptions within days, making medications like steroids, antibiotics, and brutal chemotherapy completely unnecessary. Number 6, high cholesterol. If your doctor has told you you have high cholesterol and wants to start you on meds before suggesting you start a low-carb diet, again, I want you to run and find me. A poor cholesterol profile is fixed with diet, period, no exceptions. A doctor who insists you need meds is making the assumption that you can't follow a healthy diet plan that ensures you will never need meds. Prescription medications are not the best way to reduce the risk of heart disease related to cholesterol. Number 5, polycystic ovarian syndrome. PCOS is a hormonal disorder that affects many women worldwide. Symptoms of PCOS include irregular, painful periods, excessive bodily hair, including facial hair, acne, hair loss for some, weight problems, sleep problems, stress, anxiety, and depression. Most distressing of all, PCOS patients have an increased risk of infertility. PCOS patients are at increased risk for type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and sleep apnea. There is no cure for PCOS. However, a low-carb diet has been shown to improve symptoms, often reverse infertility, and significantly reduces the risk of long-term life-threatening disease. Number 4. Headaches. Headache sufferers who begin a low-carb diet may have an increase in their symptoms within the first few days during sugar withdrawal. These headaches will not be expected to be worse than your normal headaches, and pre-treatment may prevent them altogether. Once through the initial withdrawal, low-carb dieters can look forward to headache-free days with no more time or productivity lost and no more need for meds. Number 3. Not just headache pain, but all pain will seem to dissipate when you start your low-carb diet. Whether you suffer with back pain, neck pain, joint pain, arthritis, even rheumatoid arthritis and gout, you can expect all of these to greatly improve, leaving you feeling like your younger, more functional self and allowing your pain meds to sit on the shelf. Number 2, anxiety and depression. Most people don't just suffer with one of these, but rather both. These conditions feed off of each other. Being overly anxious leads to depression, and being depressed can make us feel anxious. These emotional ups and downs are directly related to the sugar in our diet. A low-carb diet will help you break free of this dizzying and exhausting reality, allowing for stable energy to lead to a stable mood. And number 1, diabetes. Whether you're borderline, pre-diabetic, or have type 1 or type 2 diabetes, a low-carb diet is going to help you get your blood sugars under control and normal within a few days. Nutrition education is paramount for diabetics. Low-carb recommendations go way beyond your typical advice to eat more fruits and vegetables. Eating a consistent low-carb diet will lower your blood sugar, reducing the need for insulin and oral medications. And in the case of type 2 or adult-onset diabetes, can completely erase your disease. This eliminates any concern for the dire consequences of diabetes, including loss of eyesight, loss of limb, chronic neuropathic pain, and organ damage. Diabetics need to have their blood sugar closely managed, as we will be rapidly reversing their disease. For diabetics on metformin alone, close monitoring of blood sugar is not necessary. Diabetics on other medications and insulin will need to measure their blood sugar at home for safety. So there you have it, folks. My top 10 healing effects of going on a low-carb diet. Low carb isn't just about shedding the pounds. It's about transforming your health from the inside out. Whether you're dealing with diabetes, high blood pressure, chronic pain, or a whole host of other conditions I didn't even mention today, you're likely to benefit from learning more about eating right. Pick up the Emergency Health Fix app and start learning for free. Get a free medical assessment using Body IQ. Our free AI bot, Carby, can help you get started immediately with fixing your meals. And when you're ready to blast off with your learning, you can join a Jumpstart team right from the app. Learn more about Jumpstart at jumpstartsugardetox.com. Thanks for watching. Please remember to share this video and hit subscribe. Keep following me here for more health tips and wellness advice. Stay healthy, friends. See you next time.